Well, I didn't expect to be doing a third video tonight, but the circumstances lend themselves pretty well to it, and as you probably know by now, the cave that is just up from where I am currently is where red is. I am not going to be facing red right now, obviously. I'm going to keep that for the very end of this LP. Instead, I'm going to go past that room and into one more of those little vaults like you saw in the last video, and that will be all for Mount Silver. Yep, Mount Silver isn't exactly what you can call a big place. Of course, sorry, they expanded it considerably in Hard Gold and Soul Silver, but here it looks just as rushed as the rest of Kanto. Well, I said the rest of Kanto. I should say as Kanto, because geographically speaking, Mount Silver is in Johto. And I would like to apologize for the horrid desync that occurred in part 142. I'll be honest, I have no idea what caused the desync and why it was that bad. But I'll be honest, I've seen worse. It's not to excuse what happened, but I've seen worse, especially in LPs of I Want to Be the Guy. You know that last room before the guy with the elevator and all the spikes, and at the end there's the save point that tries to kill you? Yeah, I completely spoiled it for anyone who wanted to play that game but didn't, but yeah, the save point there is trying to kill you. And anyway, it seems that this room really hates being recorded. Like, there is crazy desync on every LP I have ever seen of this game in this particular part. There are other parts in the game where really you're guaranteed to have some desync, but that room is probably the worst of the game in that regard, probably because it's by far the biggest room in the game, since, well, there's also the part that leads to the guy's fortress with that DuckTales music, but other than that, those two are the biggest parts in the game and the most likely to screw up your recording. But yeah, that's not the point. The point is, I'm deeply sorry for the desync in the last video. I don't know what caused it, but all I gotta say is I'm keeping my fingers crossed that there won't be any desync in this video. And anyway, I promised a major announcement in this video, and here it is. I finally got over that cold. Yep, it took like 2 weeks. You know how they say it takes 1 week to get rid of a cold if you don't treat it, and 7 days if you do treat it? Well, here it was closer to 2 weeks. But then again, that's the same thing. Every time I have a cold, it takes closer to 2 weeks to fully get rid of it. Nah, I'm just kidding. That's not the major announcement, and you know it. You know what's coming, do you? Well, I'm gonna say it anyway, even though it's really, really expected by now. I am going to continue doing LPs past this holiday season. I am going to do Pokémon Emerald, and there will also be Donkey Kong Country sometime later on, after I'm done with Mario 3. Mario 3, I'm gonna finish it alongside my Emerald LP, and once Mario 3 is done and over with, then I'm going to start Donkey Kong Country. It's going to be a 100% run, and yeah, I'm not doing all three alongside each other, because in the end it would get a bit confusing even for me. But yeah, first thing I do after uploading this video, I'm going to remove the question marks next to Pokémon Emerald and Donkey Kong Country in my LP list in my channel's homepage. So yeah, there I am going to continue with Pokémon Emerald, but I am not going to do it right after Crystal finishes. The plan is that I am hoping to finish Crystal by Christmas or in the days following Christmas. Then I'm going to take a break, and in early January the usage lists for the month of December should come out, and once they do come out, I'm going to get to work on my traditional year-end column, and once that is done, I am going to really take a break this time, especially since January is a huge month at work, so I don't know if I'm going to start Emerald in January, but I'm hoping that I can that I can start the LP in either late January or the beginning of February. After all, I need a break from these things, and the fact that it's going to be such a busy period at work is going to be a very good reason why I should take such a break. That and the column, which always takes quite a while just to write. But hey, if you told me that I would finish this LP of Crystal in this calendar year, I would have called you crazy. I started it in late April, and it will have taken me something like 8 months versus 6 for Red. No, 7 for Red. So it will have taken just 1 more month than Red, despite having 2 regions to explore, which should be pretty telling of how much Kanto really sucks. I arrived in Kanto in like part 110, and I won't even have done 40 videos after that, so yeah, it was really watered down. So now that I'm done with Mount Silver, except for Red, I am going to change my team one last time. I'm not going to need my HM slaves anymore, and if you're wondering how I'm going to get past that room in Mount Silver to get to Red, worry not, because I have a walkthrough that tells me how many steps to take in which direction, etc., etc., and I will be putting it in practice, and when I do that, of course it's going to be completely silent because I'm going to be following directions, so I won't be able to talk during that time, but I am going to put that little walkthrough in the movie description when the time comes, so that if you need to do it, well, you'll be able to do just like I do. Anyway, I'm going to be taking a little head start in the Silence Bridge area because there are 22 trainers total to defeat. I went to the Poke Earth and counted them all, and yes, I'm not going to need 4 or 5 videos for the marathon debriefing, obviously, unless it kicks so much ass that it actually takes 4 or 5 videos. Well, on second thought, this is a Speed Gamer's marathon. Of course, it's going to kick ass enough to take 4 or 5 videos, especially since it's Pokémon. Well, maybe this is a bad idea to do it then. I'm just kidding. Obviously, I'm not going to bore you to death for 4 or 5 videos. Anyway, I was talking about the Pokemon usage lists earlier on in this video, and I've taken a look at those of December, and there is one thing that immediately jumped out, and it's how much Aggron fell from the month of October. It lost 30 positions. Maybe people realize that, you know, Head Smash, even recoilless, isn't that big of an upgrade from Stone Edge. It is a big upgrade, but it's not as if Aggron didn't have Stone Edge before. Nonetheless, don't get me wrong, Head Smash is an excellent incentive to use Aggron. So, this is going to be all for today. I swear, no more extra videos from me today, and I'll be seeing you for perhaps one more video before the marathon. So, see you then!